I've got a new 20 acre outside of Phillipsburg, Montana. My name's Miles here at Wilco Land. This is a really special and epic land investment I'm going to roll out with you today. In this video, I'm going to break down the property. I'm going to show you what it looks like on satellite imagery. I'm going to talk about the topography, the location, some of the photos here, who the target audience is, what are potential uses of the property, the elevation, what kind of people are buying this property, right? So again, covering a lot of common questions and FAQs, really helping you understand this land investment and most importantly, how to access the land investment and what that looks like. So I'll dive into a deep dive on access at the end of the video. I'll get started here with a quick disclaimer. This isn't real estate advice. This isn't legal advice. I'm simply sharing my opinion of the property with you through my own due diligence and my experience in the industry and working on land investments like this. So, what we do here at Wilco Land is we offer unique and epic land investments like this. Our goal is to buy land in cool parts of the country. We're outdoor enthusiasts ourselves. So, this is a view of the property. I did send a photographer up here. This is what you can expect. I do have a YouTube video of Gold Creek Lakes area I can show you too. This is up at 8,000 feet elevation. So winter access is going to be on snowmobile or snow machine. Just keep that in mind at this type of elevation in Montana. But there's very little land ownership up here. And I'll get into that here in a minute, but just talking about the photos quick. This is the area. Some of these other photos are photos that the previous owner had sent me. They look kind of boilerplate. They look like the area. I think the previous owner just took generic photos. He still owns some land up here. He didn't sell all of it. The history is his grandpa owned a ton of land up here. He eventually sold some to us and kept a chunk himself, right? And so he had a lot of cool photos he shared with me. Our photographer had more photos than these two. He went up during the winter, so access was kind of rough, or it was fall or spring, but got this drone imagery. I'll have our marketing team put more of those photos up, but these are what the trails look like back here. Again, the previous owner sent me some of these photos. This is from a game cam from the previous owner, a moose. And so this is Gold Creek and Rainbow Lakes. Again, these are real photos from the previous owner of these lakes up here. This is actually a really good photo showing you a view looking at our property. Our property would be just over here on this, I believe. And so check this out. For those of you who don't think people are developing at 8,000 feet elevation, they are. Right? The people are getting machinery up here. People are building cabins. They're building homes. They're putting yurts up here, tiny homes and things like that. This is another actual photo of the area that our photographer took. And that does it for the photo. So not a lot of good photos that we have, but again, I have more imagery I'm going to share with you, giving you a really good idea of what you can expect up here at the property. So, talking about this land a little bit more in terms of location, just diving into that, we're outside of Missoula, Deer Lodge, Anaconda, and Phillipsburg. We're in this mountain range here. It's specked with high alpine lakes. You're going to be surrounded by world-class recreation. This is really a special part of the country and a special property. And I'll dive into, the satellite imagery here on the property, just so we can take a peek at that too. But what we're looking at here is a fairly flat property. There's a little bit of a gentle slope, so you're going to have views that way. And then there's going to be sweet views. This property is going to offer world-class views on the top of this property. You're sitting up here like the king of the castle. It's going to offer some really, really cool views, looking down at Gold Creek Lakes, like I said, and over at Rose Mountain here. And you can see some of this imagery. People upload photos to Google Earth all the time. You can see Gold Creek Lakes there. So this is going to be a really, really cool hunting property or a place to put a cabin. I talked about people are building up here. Check this out. There's a house right here. There's a cabin, a seasonal cabin right here. There's another structure right here that we can see. I don't know if that's an outhouse and that's a cabin, but people are developing up here. I'll show you another property that somebody's using. How cool is this? So when we talk about, 20 acres at 8,000 feet elevation in the middle of Forest Service, our property is completely surrounded by Deer Lodge National Forest. So, we're looking at, the private land ownership up here is really rare. So people are buying property up here and building. They're backcountry skiing, they're snowmobiling, they're four-wheeling, they're hiking, they're camping, they're fly fishing, they're doing all that fun stuff, right? These are fun legacy assets. People keep these in their family for generations and generations to come. You don't see many properties like this come for sale. Why is that? Like I said, they're generational land investments. People don't want to give land up in special areas like this. They know what they have in their land investment. Where else can you find this? They just don't exist, And so, getting back on track with the property, we talk about who the target audience is. This would be an awesome hunting retreat. This would be an awesome place for a yurt, a tiny home, an off-grid cabin, or something like I just showed you in the photos. All that would be great for the target audience. Get up here, backcountry ski, recreate. This is a playground for your family. Not only is it that, it's a long-term land investment in the state of Montana, something that's going to last from generation to generation. The reason, why I say it's special is because I want to show you it's surrounded by Deer Lodge National Forest, right? We've got 125 acres of Deer Lodge National Forest on the Granite County side. On the Powell County side, just across the county line in Powell County right here, there's another 65,000 acres, right? There's 200,000 acres at your disposal to recreate and play on, right? And so you can see, Onyx Maps, just for you, asking this question in your head, we owned all this property at one point. I've sold some of it. And so right now what I'm advertising is this 20-acre property that I've got squared out here. So I just want to be clear, this is the property that we're advertising, this 20-acre chunk of land. I showed it to you on satellite imagery too. You can see that right here on satellite imagery. That's what we're advertising. So if I zoom out, we're just surrounded by Deer Lodge National Forest. And as I zoom out, you can see, private land ownership is this. Like these spaces, these blocks are private land ownership. That's very, very minimal. Very few people, as I zoom out, you can see it's all national forest here. This is the very, very little amount of private land ownership that exists up here. That's what that is right there. As I zoom in, very few people have the privilege to own land up here like this. Untouched, primitive, private land ownership, as primitive as it gets. Right next to our property, you have something called Game Pass at 8,000 feet elevation, right? You have hiking trails. There's creeks up here. There's bodies of water. This is primitive, prime hunting habitat. If you want seclusion, you want privacy, you want a special location in the United States of America, this is going to check that box. Okay. And so, this person did a cool job of there's a bunch of trails that go up to Gold Creek Lakes. And I talked about Gold Creek Lakes, we're overlooking it right here. These are these two special lakes, Gold Creek Lakes and Rose Mountain. This is a YouTube video. I fast forwarded it, but this guy and his friends took some ATVs up here. When I talk about target audience, this is you. This is the target audience, right? And so these are the type of people buying these properties that know how to use GPS coordinates, that know how to navigate the backcountry. And if you don't, I guess, follow my instructions on how to access a video or how to access a property here in a minute, and you can go access it yourself. I'll teach you how to do all that stuff. So, this is really a special location. I just wanted to show this to give you an idea of what you're buying. I'm hoping through these videos, through these presentations and these properties, you can get more and more comfortable, buying something sight unseen. Because let's be real, for a lot of people that want to own this type of land, viewing it next week is not an option. It's 3 months away. It's 6 months away. It's a huge trip. It costs a lot of money, from people from out of state and stuff. So, there are options. We have people that buy land sight unseen, and I hope this can give you a good idea of what you'll ultimately be buying. When you buy something like this, what you can expect when you get up there. Based on the satellite imagery, like this, the topography we're looking at, the views you're going to get. I'll kind of zoom in here again and just show you how cool would development be right here? Look at the views. You're looking at Rose Mountain. You're looking at Gold Creek Lakes. Developing right here on the property would be so, so, so cool. So keep that in mind. Now on to the meat and potatoes of the video. This is my favorite part. I'm going to dive into a deep dive on access to this property. So let me start with talking about how access works through Forest Service. So, we have Onyx Maps open, and I'll show you what we're looking at here. So County Road 168, which is a really good road, really easily traveled. You can drive on County Road 168, okay? And you're going to get really close to the property on County Road 168. It's really easy to drive 168. It's really easy to get to this location. I'll backtrack and I'll talk about that here in a second. But, what people are doing they're getting permits through Forest Service to access their property. Let's say you wanted to access this one. It's about 6 180 yards, 690, 700 yards to get to the property from County Road 168, which is an established road. Okay. So we're about 700 yards away. Could we take a snowmobile? Can we hike in? Can we take a four-wheeler? Yes. That's all possible through Forest Service here. You can definitely hike in those 700 yards if you want to go view the property. If you don't want any road access to your property, which, yes, there's people that don't want that for hunting purposes and privacy. They want to pack material in, things like that. They want to put a yurt up and have no roads that can get to it. Nobody can access their property. That exists. That's possible. You can hike right in off County Road 168, find a good parking spot off the side of the road, hike your stuff in, create kind of a bushwhack tail into your property. Okay. Now, if you want to establish a road, there's something called the Wilderness Act. And I want to talk about that. And I want to show you another property too that probably did this. But the Wilderness Act is something in place for people surrounded by Forest Service. Forest Service isn't here to prevent landowners from accessing their property. The Wilderness Act of 1964 was put into place for the government, Forest Service, to work with private landowners like us, like these properties, to establish access to their properties, right? Reasonable access to their properties, okay? So they're working with landowners on permits and ways to get to their property. And this is an idea of what you could do on the property when you get there. Forest Service is building these type of cabins all over the mountains, right? In all sorts of states, right? You can rent this out on recreation.gov. During the winter, it's accessed with a snowmobile. During the summer, you can hike in, probably an outhouse, a cabin, fire pit. How cool of a spread would this be on this property? Like, that's a sweet idea. And Forest Service is developing these and building them with the lumber on the property and all that good stuff. So just jumping back into accessing this property. So the way you want to access and get to this location where you would put your driveway in, and before I even get to that, I want to show you somebody else. There's a lot of private land ownership surrounded by Forest Service. This person's developed and built right here. They came off County Road 168 and put a driveway in right here. So just south of our property, I'm sorry to jump around so much, but about 250 yards off County Road 168, a really similar property. Here's us, just south here, off County Road 168. This person worked with the Forest Service and put a driveway into what they have as a cabin up here. Okay, so that exists, right? We know other landowners are doing it. We're not the only landowners that are surrounded by Forest Service, okay? That's everybody back here. And they're all working with Forest Service to put driveways in if that's what they want. So, talking about accessing our property now, I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to go all the way up to Drummond. Drummond is where you want to start to access this property. So you're going to get on Drummond, you're going to take Highway 1 into this mountain range. And this Highway 1, you're going to go past Sherrill, Hall, Stone. You're going to go to Maxville here, and you're going to get off of Highway 1 in Maxville, and you're going to go onto Princeton Road. You're going to go through Maxville. So you get off Highway 1 at Maxville right here, okay? And you're going to follow Princeton Road is what this is called, okay? This is Princeton Road. You're going to follow Princeton Road. You can see development and houses. People are building cabins, homes, whatever it is back here along Princeton Road, okay? We're going to follow Princeton Road all the way down. We're going to keep going, and it's going to go to Princeton right here, okay? We're going to go through Princeton. We're going to stay on this Princeton Road, okay? And this Princeton Road is going to eventually come and connect, and we're going to do a U-turn. We're going to get on Queen Road. So we're going to get over here. We're going to hop on Queen Road. We're going to head back north. And that's going to connect you to, oops, sorry, I went too far. So we're going to go to Princeton. We're going to go down Princeton Road. And this is actually going to turn around right here onto County Road 168. So this turnaround right here, Princeton Road turns around into County Road 168. And that's going to take, you can see how nice a road County Road 168 is. That's really easy. From here on County Road 168, a really well-maintained road is respectively is going to take you up, County Road 168. It's going to wind around. It's going to take you up to our property right here. So here's our property. Let's backtrack that. So we build our driveway. We're at County Road 168. We're going to backtrack. We're going to come around here. We're going to follow 168. It's going to bring us around Little Gold Creek. We're going to follow County Road 168. We're going to pass that property with that driveway. We're going to stay on 168. Okay. We're going to come all the way down. We're going to hit this intersection here, and this is going to be Princeton Road. We're going to head up through Princeton Road through this little development right here. And from here, you're going to know where you're at once you hit this development. That's going to take you to Maxville, and you're going to hop on Highway 1. Highway 1 is going to take you to Drummond, Montana, right off I-90. That's super easy access route to get to this property. Whether you're looking to park on County Road 168 and hike in, or you want to develop an established driveway, this is not too difficult to access, you guys. This is backcountry land. We've talked about it all throughout this video. This is a special land investment, what we're offering here. There's very few properties like this that actually hit the market. If you're interested in grabbing the GPS coordinates, I have them off of the website. I do have other land investments in Montana. I hope that answers you guys' questions, about access, about potential ideas, what you can do with the property, showing you guys other people are developing on similar type of properties, that all exist, and if that's something that you dream of, this could be the right property for you. So just get with us. If you have questions, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk on a high level. Again, my name is Miles here at Wilco Land. Take a peek at the website. We've got a lot of other land investments throughout Montana, Washington, Minnesota, South Dakota, Colorado, Utah, even up in Alaska on the Yetna River. So we do have a lot of unique and interesting land deals on the website. Again, just get with us if you have any questions. You can reach me here at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.